All right, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Please share, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get the notifications when I put new videos. Today's video, what I want to talk about is another subject that we don't really talk about too much in our community, and that is a person taking their own life. I don't want to say the word because I don't know if they're gonna demonetize it if I say it, but you know what I'm saying. Um, I want to talk about it because I know about it. Um, I had my issues with that before, not as an adult, but as a kid. Like I've told you before, I don't talk too much of my childhood from the time I was 13 and younger. Maybe one day I will, but as of right now, I just don't talk about those things really. Just little brief things here and there. Uh, but I mean, there was a time when I was really young. I was probably like 8, 9 years old, and just going through a lot of shit at home. And I remember, I used to pray at night before I went to bed, and but I would pray that I just didn't. I would pray that I didn't wake up. I didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to live the way I was living anymore. Uh, so every night I would just pray and say, God, if you can hear me, um, just don't let me wake up tomorrow because I don't want to be here anymore. And this went on for a long time. And every day I wake up disappointed because I'm still there. And I have to walk around with a different face on every day. I had to put on that mask to everybody else that like I was happy, and but deep down inside that wasn't the case. I was miserable at the time. So that was going on when I was a kid. When my mother and father divorced or separated when I was 13 for the last time, and I went up to Fresno. Say within a few months, 2, 3 months, my mom moved up there, and I moved in with her. I left my aunt's apartment. I moved in with my mom, and we were living off of Marks and Shaw. And I don't know. I was just still so fucking miserable. I was just so like, I don't think I was depressed. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I was. I don't know. I really don't understand depression. So, but I don't think I was depressed. 'Cause I used to go out and have fun with my friends right there in the complex and stuff like that. Uh, Things that were happening to me before were not happening to me no more. I was, I don't know, I had a good time, but there was still a part of me that just didn't want to be around anymore. I just wasn't happy with life. And so one day, my grandmother came over to our apartment. She was visiting with my mother, and they're in the living room talking. I don't know where my brother and sister was at, but I remember my grandmother and my mom being in the living room. And I was in my room, and I was just sitting in there. It was early afternoon, and again, I just started thinking that like, fuck, I don't want to be here no more. It was a combination of a lot of things. One of them was being out there in Fresno. I didn't want to be up there. I wanted to be back down in LA, back in the harbor. But I was just tired. I was tired of being tired. Tired of feeling the way that I felt. So I said, fuck it, man. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. So I went into the restroom, and like I said, I was 13 years old still. Went to the restroom, opened the medicine cabinet, and there was a bunch of medicine bottles, pills, medicine bottles in there. And I'm 13. I don't know what these kind of pills were. I just knew what I seen on the TV and shit like that. People would pop a lot of pills, and that's how they would end their own lives. Taking a lot of pills. So I figured it was the best way for me to do things because I wasn't gonna tie a rope around my neck, and I didn't have a gun, so I'd rather it have been um, me not suffering. You know what I mean? I was hoping that I would just be able to fall asleep, and then that would be it. I would never wake up again. So I took a bunch of pills in my hand, and I was taking them, and I was putting water in my mouth with the stink water. I took like a handful of pills. And I just sit there, look at myself in the mirror, thinking like that. Damn, this is it. So I went out to the living room. My mom, and my grandma were sitting out there, and I gave them both a kiss and a hug, and I told them I loved them. I said I'm gonna go lay down for a while. So all right, so I went back into the room, and I remember standing in front of my window, looking out the window, and I was just looking at everything that I could, trying to take in as much as I possibly could. The sky, the trees, the sounds, the birds, whatever I could see out that window, I was just trying to take it in because I figured this is the last time I'm going to see it. I'm not going to be here no more. I'm not gonna wake up from this. So I started to feel a little tired. So I went and laid down on the bed, just laid on my back. I didn't put a blanket, nothing on me. I just laid down on the bed on my back. I just figured that, when they found me just laying there, like, more peacefully than anything. Not hanging out the fucking bed or no shit like that. So I feel myself getting really tired, my eyes getting really heavy, and I fell asleep. And fuck, like, I don't know, late at night, I woke up, it was dark, I woke up and I'm looking around. And the weird thing was I woke up feeling great. I felt great, like, didn't feel sick or nothing. So again, I don't know what the fuck I took. For all I know, I think I took a shitload of vitamins, but I don't know what it was. I just took a lot of pills. And at the same time, I started to feel disappointed in myself because, you know, growing up, you always told that to never do that. That it's dishonorable. It's the coward's way out. You're a coward if you do that. And so I started to feel disappointed in myself. Like, how the fuck could I do that? I'm already a gang member and all that shit. So I was like disappointed in myself. Like I was a coward. Trying to take the easy way out. Like things are too hard, and I started to think about everything and like it's not that fucking hard. You know, it's not that hard. Um, Started to realize that life wasn't that hard. I was making it hard. I was making it harder on myself. So I told myself like, I'll never do that shit again. Tried it once, didn't work. Things not as hard as I'm making them out to be. And even if they are, there's always another day to try to fix the wrongs of the day before. Or you can just leave the shit from the day before there where it's at and don't drag it onto the next day. I learned that I had to strengthen my mind. It was all a mind game. Um, just blaming everybody else for the things that were going wrong with me, even though other people led me there. I knew that I was wrong for the things I was doing. So, and recently something like that had happened uh, with a family member, and I don't know. It didn't really affect me. I said in the last video with me and my wife, it didn't affect me because of my views on that. Somebody tried it, didn't work. Critters comes, same shit that I did. And but now that I'm older and I've been through that, and I'm mentally strong. When I found that out, it didn't affect me. I felt the same way that I felt back then. Like try to take the easy way out when life ain't that hard. Especially that person's life. It's not that hard. That person has a good fucking life. For some reason, it just gets in his head that life is so fucking hard, and it's not. But just we don't talk about those kind of things, and in our community, so that's why I'm talking about it, because I've been there. I know what it's like, and if you feel that way, like that's the answer for you, sit back and think about it. Think about, is life really that fucking hard? Life can be hard, but it can always be fixed. Like I said so many times before, there's an answer to every question. There's a solution to every problem. If you just sit down and think about it, and if you can't do it, maybe you should sit down and talk to somebody else. Talk to one of your friends, or talk to somebody that you know has been through that situation. You can always go to counselors and all that other stuff, but you can get that advice from people for free. You need to pay somebody to tell you what somebody that has been through it can tell you. And life is not that hard. It can all be fixed, no matter what you're going through. It's not so hard that you have to do that kind of shit to yourself. And when you do something like that to yourself, it's not only the coward way, but it's a selfish thing to do, because all the things that you left behind, you leave your family to struggle with. Your parents, your wife, husband, your kids, your friends. They got to deal with all that shit. You no longer exist. And most of the time, when somebody that does that kind of stuff to themselves, most of the time, they get forgot about real quick. People don't talk about them. It's like taboo to bring up their name. When you're just a normal person, you die of old age or something, car accident or something that happens, some kind of accident, people mourn you for a while, and they always tell stories about you. Oh, remember when we did this with him or her or whatever. But when you take your own life, people don't really want to bring you up because of what you did. It's like they feel shame, disappointment. So they really don't bring you up. You're just a faded memory instead of being a good memory. So like I said, if you have those kind of issues, if you think that way, if you feel that life's really that fucked up, talk to somebody about it. Get some advice from somebody. Like I said, you don't have to pay nobody. It's free. There's a lot of us out there. A lot of people don't talk about it. You might know people now that have tried that, but they don't say nothing. They don't tell nobody. And they should. They should, because it helps you. It helps me telling you now. It also helps me to even strengthen myself even more. To actually talk about it. To say this, yeah, I did that. When like my mother and father, they don't know about that. They'll know now when they see these videos. There's a lot of things that they don't know about me. There's a lot of things that they didn't see me doing. But they know now. And so it helps me to strengthen my mind to tell you all about it. So it's helped me out to try to help you out. To understand that life is not that hard. You're making it harder than what it really is. And like I said, even if it is hard, there's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. You can start all over again. Every day is a new day. Start all over again. That's what me and my wife That's how we live our life. That's how that we've talked about in other videos. Whatever happens today is today. Don't fucking worry about that tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, when we wake up, it's a whole new day. We leave the shit from yesterday in the past and keep on moving from there. So it's the same thing with you and the way you feel about how fucked up life is or how unfair life is. Just know that tomorrow when you wake up, you start all over again on a clean slate every single day. And you can make things better. But you have to strengthen your own. It's all in your mind. Just like with the cancer with me. It's a mind game. Am I going to beat this cancer? I don't know. Everybody seems to think I am, but what do they know? It's always a nice thing to say. But that doesn't matter. I'm here now. I woke up this morning, and hopefully, most likely, I'll wake up tomorrow morning and start all over again. It's a mind game. Keep on going. I keep on moving. And if I have to take a step back and look at things, then I'll do that. But then I'll keep on moving again. Sometimes you do have to take a step back and evaluate shit and look around. So I do that. I take a step back and look and see if I'm going the right direction. See what I need to fix. Sometimes I sit by myself. Well, most of the time here by myself with the dogs. But I'll sit here by myself and I'm thinking. Trying to figure things out constantly. I get drained from thinking, trying to figure things out. How can I fix this? How can I fix that? And I always seem to be able to fix it. I always seem to find a fucking answer. Ever since I was younger, I've always seemed to find an answer. The answers come. If I'm patient and I sit down and think about it long enough, the answers will come. Same thing with you if you feel that way about life. If it's hard, sit down and think about it and figure out a way to fix it, because there is a solution. It's in your head and you have to figure it out. Nobody can figure it out for you. They can kind of guide you, but once they get to a certain point, you have to walk on your own. You have to take the path on your own. Can't guide you all the way through it. So with that being said, if you have issues like that and you want to talk, you can talk to me. Hit me up on messages, or you can hit me up on Instagram. My DMs is the same name as what's on my YouTube. Look me up on there. Hit me up in the DM. If I can help you, I'll help you. It's free. It's just advice. That's all it is. So anyway, with that being said, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the videos I'm doing. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll get back with you guys tomorrow.